Welcome, everybody, to the Spirit Podcast. I'm Jose Trujillo alongside.
This is Austin Turner.
And we're here to break down the San Jose State Spartans matchup against San Diego State this Saturday. They're taking down South for another Mountain West Conference matchup. Before we start talking about this week's game, let's quickly go over what happened last week in Levi Stadium. For the Spartans, it was a really, really bad showing. 52-3 shellacking at the hands of Army. Name of the game was turnovers. 4 of them in a row. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. You heard that right. You're not going to win any games like that. They also could not establish a run game. They finished the game overall with 36 total net yards on the ground. That's not going to do it. That is not going to win you any games. That's not going to score any points. It's not going to help the offense. And it showed on Saturday. It was just an overall really, really bad matchup for the Spartans. But they have this week. They were back to the drawing board. They were back here at SFU practicing, and now they're headed down to San Diego. And Austin, one thing they're gonna have to get situated is a quarterback situation. Go ahead and talk to us about that.
Yeah. So over the course of the season, I think we could all agree Josh Love's been the best Spartan quarterback thus far. He's not been very consistent. He has issues with decision making, I believe, but he has been, been able to move the ball the most. He did sit out last game from a concussion. Montel Aaron was back in. He struggled, as he has since the first game of the season. But he appeared to get hurt. There's questions surrounding his health. It's possible we might see Carrillo in there as well. But yeah, it's been looking interesting for the quarterback situation. We're not sure who we're going to see yet. It could be any of those 3 guys. I think we'd agree that it would be best for the Spartans if Love was in there, but if he's not able to go, we'll see if one of the other guys will be able to get anything going.
Yeah, and I think one hard thing about the situation is just their style of play. All this switching it also puts some stress on your O-line and your offense, because Josh Love is more of a strong arm, in the pocket quarterback, kind of like you were talking about, and Monterrey's more of a nimble. He's going to run out the pocket. He's going to extend plays with his legs. So switching them back and forth, that will affect your O-line. Having them, play differently, that makes an effect. So if the Spartans can get that situated, I think that's a big step towards them not only moving the ball and sustaining drive, but scoring more points and maybe winning. You never know. This week, the Aztecs, really, really strong team. A lot of people argue they're the best team in the conference. They beat Boise State at Boise State a few weeks ago, and that was a really impressive win. Boise State's a really great team. So another tough matchup for the Spartans. How the Spartans, their lack of run game, how is that going to affect them this week?
Well, yeah, I mean I would rank San Diego State as the best defense in the Mountain West. Especially the rush defense. They only allow 87 yards on the ground per game, and rushing, as we all know, is not San Jose State's strong point. They're dead last in the nation right now, only about 50 yards per game rushing. San Diego State's not going to be expecting the run. They're going to be able to focus on the passing game, no matter who the quarterback is. They're going to be able to focus on stopping Josh Oliver, especially with Gaither's absence for the rest of the season. They're going to be focused on him. They're going to be focusing on Trey Hartley, who has shown to be a big, deep threat in Gaither's absence. So, it's a bad matchup for the Spartans in terms of the defensive scheme, since that D-line is so strong, and the Spartans have had offensive line issues as well with pass protection and rush protection. So, I guess we'll see how they can handle that big defense from the Aztecs.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough task. You really hope that the offensive linemen and the running backs know it's going to be some small holes to run through, because it's, like you said, this defense is no joke. They arguably are the best defense. The best, for sure, for hands down, the best defensive line the Spartans have seen this season. Moving on the other side of the ball, the Spartans defense. What are they going to expect this week? What can we, the Spartans fans, see from them?
Well, San Diego State's kind of running back you. They've produced guys such as Marshall Falk, Rashad Penny. This time's no different. They had Jawan Washington, great, speedy running back. He's hurt. He's going to miss this game. So Chase Jasmine has stepped up in his absence. He's averaging 4.4 yards per carry. Expect that number to rise against the Spartans. Depending on which version of the Spartans defense shows up. If it's the Oregon version, then they're going to be in good shape. If it's the defense we've seen against teams like UC Davis or Army, then expect Jasmine to just run all over the field and expect those Aztecs to have a game rushing like they did against the Spartans last season.
Yeah, no, it was a massacre last season, Austin. The Aztecs ran for over 500 yards total. I don't think I've ever seen that, at least not in person in any game. And yeah, it's also this San Diego State defense, they've only given up 8 touchdowns. It's around 7 touchdowns this season on the ground. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to find the end zone overall through the air, through kickoff return, anyway. It's gonna be tough to score on this defense. Let's go ahead and head into predictions. Austin, give us your prediction for this Saturday.
I think a big X factor in this game will be Ty Cottrell. If he can get the return game going, get the Spartans some good field position, then this could be a closer game than many expect. I don't think it will be. I think the Aztecs are going to run all over the Spartans again. Not as bad as last year probably, but expect them to be up in the 300s in the rushing. I'm gonna guess 42-3 with the Aztecs coming out on top.
Oh, 42-3. Okay. I can't really disagree with you, Austin. You made some good points there. It's going to be a really, really tough game. San Diego State has a great following, great fans. They pretty much are there now that the Chargers are officially gone. They are their NFL team down in San Diego. So expect a big crowd. Expect a great environment. I think if Josh Love starts, I think the Spartans can score 7 points. I think they will get a touchdown. If it's Montearin or if it's Carrillo, I do see another maximum point score 3, if not a shutout. So my final score, I'm going to go ahead and say, predicting that Josh Love does start, Aztecs 35, Spartans 7. Big running day for the Aztecs. I expect them to hit at least over 250 yards on the ground. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this week. Kickoff starts at 7:30. What stadium are they playing in now, Austin? I know you're a SoCal native.
Yeah, I'm an old Chargers fan back in the day. I believe it's San Diego County Credit Union, something like that now. Have a million different names.
Oh wow, a mouthful. Nevertheless, a former NFL venue. So 2 weeks in a row, the Spartans are going to be in an NFL venue. So let's see if this time they can actually have a better showing and give Spartan Nation a game actually worth to watch. So that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week.